All right, Shalom, giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone that teach us this truth. To the spirit and power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. And make sure I'm screen recording. All right. A peace, love, and blessings and protection unto the elect scattered around the four corners of the earth. The title of this quick lesson is going into how not only is going to be a spiritual famine, or a famine of hearing the words of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, pursuing the Amos chapter 8, verse 11, and on down to 12, and also Proverbs, the first chapter. All right, that spiritual wisdom, understanding is going to be removed from off the earth, but also a physical famine is going to happen upon Babylon the Great. And meanwhile, people are doing, everything is a trend, a meme. But as this brother that put up Hopeful Elect 3, the channel is Hopeful Elect 3, he put up cannibalism will become reality. And that is the hardcore truth of the matter, because meanwhile, all these tariffs and, disruption of the economic chain, and getting supplies coming in the States. All right, in all actuality, this is the reality of things to come. All right, and this is a prophecy that will come to pass through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. So for you Israelites, Jacob's trouble is mainly towards the wicked of our people. But this message is to the Israelites to repent and turn around from their wicked ways, man. All right, to the best of their ability, but ultimately serving Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai and not putting their trust in Esau, Edom, Babylon the Great America, and hoping and hasting in the kingdom of heaven, which is to come. All right. And only the elect will want these things to come to pass, man. So without further ado, I'm gonna play this video, and I just came across this video not too long ago, and it's gonna show you the ignorance of our people, gross darkness to people. All right, pursuing this Isaiah chapter 60, verse 2. So without further ado, I'm gonna play the clip.
Man, I'm so hungry right now, I could literally eat Cheryl Henry.
What?
I'm so hungry I could eat Cheryl Henry.
What do you mean?
That's how hungry I am.
Cheryl Henry?
Yeah.
Do you know her?
Yeah.
What?
And this is fair use. All right, Lord will, this video, goes out because it shows the ignorance of the people of the earth and the all seriousness of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai's judgment. So Lord will, this video, go through, man. All right.
I'm so hungry. I could eat an old cursing lady right now.
Bitch, who? Bitch, what the fuck you just said?
I'm so hungry. I could eat an old lady that drink Bud Light.
I am so hungry. I could eat Dr. Stucky.
Huh?
I'm so hungry. I could eat Dr. Stucky. What?
Oh my gosh, I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry I could eat a baby. Uh-oh, wait away. Uh-oh, are you a baby? I'm so hungry I could eat a baby.
I'm so hungry I could eat an extra finger. I could eat an extra finger. I could eat an extra finger. Hey, I could eat an extra finger. An extra finger.
so hungry. I could eat a kid.
Huh?
I said, I'm so hungry, I could eat a kid.
I'm so hungry. I could eat a kid.
Do I look like food?
I'm so hungry I could eat a baby.
I'm so hungry I could eat a kid.
No, you cannot eat my sister. You cannot eat nobody.
I'm so hungry I could eat a 4-year-old.
Girl, that's me.
I'm so hungry right now
Okay.
that I literally could eat a kid.
Huh? Yay, Fisher. Hey, Fisher.
I'm so hungry I could eat a kid.
You could eat Rosie.
I was thinking about you because you're the biggest.
Hear me up. Hear me. I'm so hungry I can eat a crying baby. Say no? Did you say no?
I'm so hungry I can eat a 4-year-old.
Matter of fact, hey, Salakia, because it's just, it behooves you, man, at the end of the day. Meanwhile, all these things are happening, coming to pass, and people, like I said, this is a meme, all right, because you can clearly see and hear that this is a meme going on amongst the planet Earth. So, without further ado, I want to get Isaiah 60, verse 2. Be my first precept. Isaiah 60, verse 2. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. All right, the men of the Lord, the glory of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is going to be seen upon the men of the Lord. All right, because the men of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, is teaching in truth and in doctrine, and really truly warning the people for the things that's about to come upon the planet Earth. All right, Ezekiel the 3rd chapter, verse 17. But meanwhile, like I said before, you got people, how you doing? All right, being ignorant to the fact that the times that we're entering into is very serious. And one of my, slogans that I like to say, because, due to Americans' diet and how they eat and consume so much, all right, it's all, all fun and games to, it really hit home for you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. When your stomach's touching your backs, all right, when your children are asking questions like why is thus is happening, roughly paraphrasing, because that's the times that we're entering into, especially when they implement that MOTB system. And when they implement that, hey, that's that great trial of testing, as the scriptures say. And we have to, us in the knowing and following after the spirit and power Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, we understand that we have to endure all these things. All right, if we want to enter into the kingdom of heaven, Acts 14 and 22. See, we understand through the spirit and power Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua the seriousness of prophecies. All right, things that's going to happen, that's going to come to pass, so on and so forth. But the rest of the world, the rest of Israel, is ignorant and blind to what's about to come down the pike. And these devils are pursuing the Revelation 12 and 12. And Salakia, hold on. Pursuing the Revelation 12 and 12, this devil know he have a short time. So he's going to come with that great wrath. All right. And he's going to execute that great wrath because Psalm 17 and 13. All right. The wicked is the sword of the Lord. And also Ezekiel 21 and verse 9 on down to 11. But hey, these things about to come to pass, man. But meanwhile, you got our people taking their light. All right. And this is just one of many prophecies that's going to come to pass through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. That's all it's about. All right. No matter what you people think or on how you feel. It's not about your emotions and your feelings. It's about Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. All right. his ways are not likened unto our ways. He is the higher power. All right, so his ways are going to be higher than us earthly vessels. All right, ways, on this planet Earth. All right, and that's Isaiah the 55th chapter. You can read verse 6 or 7 on down to 11. And without further ado, I'm gonna keep playing.
I'm so hungry I could eat a kid.
Not me.
I'm hungry.
Okay, let's eat now.
We got food over here in shred.
Yeah.
Don't all this nonsense about eating children.
Yeah, man. Hey, gross darkness to people. And soon, this will become a reality. Thus saith the prophecies, thus saith the scriptures. All right. And I want to go into Deuteronomy chapter 28. And this is, anybody that's paying attention and listening to the Hebrew Israelites, we all know and understand Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. All right. But also, it has future prophecies that's going to come to pass. All right. And you also have to remember that history repeats itself. All right. Reincarnation. So the things that happen in the past will happen in the current present / future. All right. And that's just what it is through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. Only if you believe. All right. And if you believe, you may be of the hopeful potential elect. In Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 52. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trustest throughout all thy land, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates. All right, and this happened, numerous of times throughout history. All right, when Israel, even during the time of the famine that happened in Samaria. All right, also the famine that happened in 70 AD, which was a crucial time. All right, that happened already. But now we're entering into the times of Jacob's trouble, of all hell breaking loose, man. All right, we're at the latter end of, the so-called, we at the latter end. All right, and Jacob's trouble is towards you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indian descent, so-called Haitians and Jamaicans. All right, that's who Jacob's trouble is for the wicked of our people. All right, because we understand and know that all nations will not be saved and delivered. And not only that, the nation of Israel the first go around, because all Israel is not of Israel, that follow the ways of the Bible, that follow the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. All right. We have a lot of individuals that, truly don't believe. All right. And like the elders and apostles always say, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, and us knowing that only the elect will be delivered. So our main focus is only towards the elect. If you can get it, cool. All right, that'd be salvation. Lord will, that'd be salvation unto you. But if you can't get it, we're moving on. We're simply moving on. Because at the end of the day, we're at the last end or the last hour or second of Esau's Edom rulership. Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right. So I'm going to read Deuteronomy 28 and 52 again. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trustest throughout all thy land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, thy power hath given thee. All right, and the Lord already kicked us out of the land. All right, and this current event doesn't happen. All right, being, during the time of, all the different captivities and all the hell and the turmoil that Israel enter into. But now we're at the latter end. All right, so the latter end of all hell breaking loose is Jacob's trouble. Verse 53, and thou shalt eat the fruit of thy own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, thy power have given thee in the siege, and in the straightness wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee. All right, and that's why in today's time you have Donald Trump, invoking or trying to activate the Insurrection Act. All right, you have Donald Trump passing legislators and executive orders to militarize the police. All right, all these things are happening for a reason, because through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, it's going to be a great lockdown, man. Not like how it was during the time of C-99, but way worse. All right, because when this society collapse and when the MOTB be on the scene, it's going to be nothing but chaos and rebelliousness in the land. All right, in the land of Babylon, the Great America. All right. Verse 54, I read that. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother and toward the wife of his bosom, and the remnant of his children which he shall leave. Even though that's a curse that fell upon the nation of Israel, mainly going into why and how, the men of the household are not available, even though a lot of the reasons behind that is because of the bitterness of our women. All right, and if you read further down, it'll tell you, just read the whole chapter, man. The whole chapter will let you know the evilness of the wife being towards the husband. That's why women really are not women anymore in this society. They can't hold shit down. They're not loyal. All right, that's just, it's just what it is, man. All right, and if you have a loyal woman and she, and she pleased to dwell with her. All right, and we understand that through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Let's read that in NLT. NLT. They will attack your cities until all the fortress walls in your land, the walls you trusted to protect and knock down. They will attack all the towns in the land. In the land the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai has given thee. All right. And that's pursuant to in today's time, because even though we're not in the land, all right, we know and understand that Israel is a people way before it's a place, because Israel make up, all right, the people of Israel makes up, the land. All right, so even though, like I said, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai has rooted us up out of the land, but this is still going further on into future prophecies, what's about to come down the pipe. All right, because the land of Israel is going to be in straits. Well, the people of Israel is going to be in straits. They're going to be in the time of difficulties, the time of all hell breaking loose. All right, catching hell. All right, and that's going to happen via the time of Jacob's trouble. All right, the MOTB. The economic collapse, total anarchy in the land of Babylon, the Great America, and all across the world. All right. And we understand that, man, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. For the rest of the ones, just wait till all hell break loose, and then you're going to see that a prophet had been among you. All right, this is verse 53. Deuteronomy 28 and 53 in the NLT. The siege and terrible distress of the enemy's attack. All right, martial law, which is in today's time that we're about to approach. All right. But this none happened upon the nation of Israel as before. All right. The scriptures is there for our learning, man. And let me get that right quick. Romans 15 and 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So at the end of the day, we have to trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man, no matter what we go through in life. All right, no matter what hell and persecution that comes upon us, we know that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is still with us, even unto death. All right, but you got to have that faith. All right, so all these things that's happening now, it was written before time for our learning, for examples and what to follow after. Hey, at the end of the day, trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and then the rest will be added unto you. All right, and that's why we push our videos to the best of our ability and exalt the names and the doctrine of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. At the end of the day. So let's go back to Deuteronomy 28, 53. In the NLT, the siege and terrible distress of the enemy's attack will be so severe that you will eat the flesh of your own sons and daughters, whom the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua, your power, have given you. All right, because the Lord has given us, the beauty of life. All right, being fruitful and multiplying. So even within that, for the 2/3, or for the ones that the Lord do not want to be redeemed and saved, they're going to be executed. All right, they're going to be fitted for destruction. All right. Hey, these things about to come to pass, man. Meanwhile, hey, these people playing around, thinking shit sweet. But hey, we're living in the times of Yahweh Shem Yahushua and his prophecies, man. All right, no matter what these people think or believe in. And I type in the word famine. This is Amos 8 and 11. And it's going into the spiritual famine. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Allahayim power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, and that's going to come. And when that comes, that's when you're going to know that a prophet had been among you. All right, and then it's going to be too late because judgment is being rained upon. All right, it's happening. This is Matthew 24 and 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Mark 13 and 8 is the point that I wanted. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrows, and all these are the beginning of sorrows, man. All right, all hell, even though all hell is breaking loose, but the final judgment has not happened yet. All right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right. Second Ezra, chapter 15, verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. So it's nothing but uttermost chaos and destruction that's coming upon the planet Earth. Meanwhile, you people really truly think and believe that Babylon the Great is going to be healed and it's going to bounce back. It's going to become once a nation, a great nation that it was once before. But hey, we're at the end. All right, Esau, Edom, and hey, that takes faith, man. At the end of the day, that takes faith. All right, we seeing the things that's happening in the planet, upon the planet Earth. Though it tarry, wait for it, for it will surely come and not tarry. All right, that takes faith. You see everything's happening and coming to pass, but meanwhile, it's still slowly but surely being risen up. All right, and that's the Lord's doing, because Yahweh Shem Yahushua is long suffering. All right, because he's even especially long suffering towards us being in this truth. All right, because at the end of the day, all Israel have sinned. All our righteousness is likened unto filthy rags, man. All right, unto Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But by the grace of Lord Yahushua Hamashiach, by his death, all right, the elect has been redeemed. The elect has been saved. Verse 49, 2 Ezra 15 and 49. I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty. All right, and which is going on now, especially widowhood and poverty. That's why a lot of women can't find a decent man in today's society, man. All right, but that's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and that's another lesson, for his time. I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy house with destruction and death. All right, and that's what's coming. Destruction and death, man, upon Babylon the Great. 2 Ezra 16 and 19. And like I said, I'm just, reading these through the spirit because, I'm on the way to the plantation. So I'm about to, reach to my certain destination. All right. 2 Ezra 16 and 9. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation, and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute. Verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth that they think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. And that's what's coming upon the planet Earth. All right, this place is not about to be healed or recover from its wounds. For many of them, verse 22, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. All right, and that's what's ultimately all these are the sword of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, the plagues, the pestilence, the actual sword, which goes into the military might, the destruction, the martial law. All right, that's what's about to come upon the pike. All right, that's what's about to come upon Babylon the Great America. All right, so us being in this truth, we cannot take it lightly. All right, us being in this truth and this faith, we have to endure until the very end, praying that until Yahweh Ba Shem Yahweh Shai, that I endure, man. Because like the elders and apostles say, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba Shem Yahweh Shai, all right, you don't know if you're of the elect, but the scriptures say, striving unto the truth, even unto death. All right, and give diligence to make thy calling and election sure, because we have been called in this ministry, but we understand that only the few, Salakia, only the few has been chosen. All right. So, Lord will, that was it on that. Praying that it was edifying, a quick hitter through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So I'm going to close out by giving all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Kahalayim La, Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash, double honor to the elders and the apostles of great millstone that teach us this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Till next time I say shalom, shalom to the nation of Israel, the elect. Shalom.